Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Cici and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Cici's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. You're going to be introduced to your training equipment and taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session on Sunday. Now, if you notice, she is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Cici, heel.
Cici, heel.
Now at this point, Cici has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with Rich when they're walking. She shouldn't be dragging him, she shouldn't be lunging out to the end of the leash. She should stay right next to him, her shoulders next to his left leg, and each time that he stops his feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And you see her focused on Rich, looking up at him, paying attention, and this makes taking your puppy for a walk so much more pleasant. And as she gets older, without learning to heel, she would drag you more, just do her own thing. You should be leading the walk, not her, and she should be focused enough to know that when you stop, she sits. So when you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting quietly at your left and waiting for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. Stay is a firm one-word command. Your long sit-stay you can practice indoors as well as outdoors, and you want to lengthen out the amount of time that she can hold it and the distance that you can go. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, and she should remain seated until he gets all the way back to her shoulders where they started, and then she expects to get another command. So she sits there waiting for Rich to return and waiting to get her next command. There's a little skip there. And if you change directions, right turn, left turn, about turn, you make heeling kind of more of an exercise and not just a boring walk. And Rich is going to leave her in another sit-stay. And you can say stay more than once if you need to. If she's not paying attention, there's leaves falling back here like rain, she's distracted. This time Rich is going to demonstrate the come-on command. Cici comes, she comes right in and sits. So no more jumping all over you. When she comes to you, she should come and sit, and then, and only then, does she get praise. Nice automatic sit. And Rich will demonstrate that recall again, so he leaves her in a stay. Makes her hold it for a few seconds. He's going to use her name, and he calls her in, and she comes right in and sits and looks up at him like, what are we going to do now? And they heel out of that. She's such a sweet little girl. She's done a really good job, and she's smart. Very nice. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands. The first one is the down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, left open palm straight down toward the ground on the one-word command to down. And she can do her down better than that, but we're going to show it to you again. Rich leaves her in a down stay and turns to face her.
Stay.
And you can practice your stationary exercises indoors as well as outdoors. It's going to start to get cold, and you don't want your obedience training to go down the drain. So practice with her in the house. That's where you want the best behavior anyway. And Rich will demonstrate that down from a heel again. So always have her seated first, left open palm straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down and stay.
Stay.
And this time he can call her out of it. And again, you're going to lengthen out your time and your distance. Now she's just being plain silly. And you heard Rich say no. We worked her prior to doing the video too, so she's probably over us about now. And Rich is going to leave her in a stay, and he's going to turn to face her. He's not going to go too far away. This is the down from a distance. You're going to use your right hand to give the command, and you can tell by her body language that she knows what we want her to do. She gets like halfway down and stops and says like, are you going to make me? And yes we are, and yes you know it, and yes you have to do it. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Cici's formal on-leash obedience commands. She has done a great job here at school. We've enjoyed her. She's been a wonderful guest. We're going to have a packet of information for you, and we're going to be explaining everything and answering all your questions and giving you a chance to practice with her. We've really enjoyed having her. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.